Hey, Zuck.
Oh, what a mad night that was, everybody.
Brilliant.
Big old man. Oh, that con. That cheeky con.
Indeed. Zoc, you're going to like this, buddy. Well,
Okay.
you're probably going to cry internally because, you know, I did making it, but... Are you watching, are you watching the stream, Zoc?
I'm scared. Okay, I'm ready. I'm watching the stream.
Alright. Is anybody in? Can they press the button? Or do I need to get up and press the button myself?
I got it.
I got it.
And just another shout out to everyone who's coming across in my stream. Guys, join the Starcore Discords, and everyone's welcome to jump in the voice comms in Team 1. We're just hanging out here and discussing and questions and interviews, just if you want to get involved.
Somebody push the damn button.
Oh, howdy, Doc. How you feeling after today, mate?
How you doing, Zero? I'm doing very good. Really good. Yeah, it was a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah.
Oh no, look at this. Oh my goodness. Dead
guys.
engineers everywhere.
My poor Viper.
It's all on fire. Destroyed battle stars. Destroyed Vipers. Oh man, it's a nightmare. Holy moly.
Yeah,
Who's the dead guy in the corner? Well, there's two dead guys.
I like how there's a gold man in the chair.
Yep.
Subtle touch.
This is fine. We're all fine here. How are you?
Incredible.
Simon just perfectly explained this scene.
There will be a reckoning.
Man, they did great. I mean, I think you guys were scared when you knew you were up against Con. The same up against PLS. Like PLS and Con are like, we have got some up and coming people who are definitely looking very dangerous. You know, be it Hack or the UFG guys or those light ships. But historically speaking, and just tactically, you know, Con and PLS, they've got their tactics down to a T. They know exactly what they're doing in multiple.
I mean,
matchups.
the fact of the matter is that there are some teams in this tournament that are treating it on a pro level, or you know, and are putting in the hours, and then there are teams like us.
But hey, guys, you did great. You did really freaking great.
We gave them a bloody nose, and that's happy. I'm more than happy with that, to be perfectly honest. You know, we sent them home with at least a repair bill, you know?
Yeah. Oh, damn, Darkstar's here.
Hey, Darkstar.
Darkstar.
He's just getting information from humans.
The who is here?
The Darkstar.
I reckon they're a bunch of Cylons anyway.
You actually hear his voice.
The Dark Star, that's on Hack.
Perhaps Darkstar can help us find the Cylons in our fleet and finally remove them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was annoying.
Cylons kept intercepting your missiles.
No, Cylons were actually having very little effect on the missiles towards the end. It's the other weapons that weren't tracking it properly.
I just put. Oh, did it work? I thought I just tried to put a 99. I tried to put a cap on the player count here, on the number of people in this voice channel, so I can count it. It doesn't seem to work. It's
24
weird.
out of 90.
Oh, you see that now? I don't see it.
Yes.
Okay, 24 peeps in the voice comms. That's great. Oh, I see it now. Now I see it. Fantastic.
Well, I'm guessing with it being Sunday night, a whole bunch of people had to go to bed, and, you know. Yeah. I noticed with the schedules, Zoc, oh my god, like the first 4 matches were just like rearranged due to time zone conflicts and so forth.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, obviously Sunday's not great, especially Europeans have to be up early, or you know, and we also had some US, I think, peeps who couldn't join too early, right? So it was a bit of a mess. It was weird because we don't normally have the problems. Like we did an event last Sunday, and the stream went even longer last Sunday. Actually, this was the shortest grand tournament stream we've had so far. The rest have been around 6.5 hours or whatever, and this has been under 6. So
last time I was told there was a holiday in Australia on a Monday.
Ah, okay.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's just like I was up at 4 a.m. 3 days in a row.
Damn. So I mean,
holiday day for us.
I know Sunday's not great, and
Oh,
obviously that's why we kind of crammed it in here. But going forward, like the next rounds, like the quarters and the semis and the finals will all be only on a Saturday,
Only on a Saturday,
and like
fair
once
enough.
a week. So
Yep. No,
Yeah.
that's cool, man.
we just wanted to. I mean, part of it was just trying to get some done because if we didn't, if we didn't do it this way, there's so many there's so many matches to have. We did it over like 6 weeks. It means that if you lose out in the first week, you have to wait a hell of a long time to get involved in another tournament. So this way we could quickly get through some of the rounds and then give some spacing for the finals and stuff. But at least the preliminaries, we could really, get out as many teams as possible, so we can speed it up a little bit.
Yep. Yep, absolutely, mate. I can very much understand that. So yeah, we I don't know whether you saw the message, but I let the admins and Darkstar know. We worked out what was going on last night with the missiles, the PD targeting people's own missiles or team's own missiles. It's just an ownership issue basically because the Starcore bot pasting things in. So when we
No, I did see that.
Yeah, first thing we did when we got in was I went around and transferred the ownership to all of the the relevant pilots on the team, and yep, Bob's your uncle. Problem solved.
That's good though. That's. I mean, it's good that you found that stuff because I mean, there's definitely some things. There's always things that we need to kind of find and stuff, and hopefully, with the time of the next tournament, more of the things will be kind of ironed out. And of course, the rules. I mean, I don't want to say that the P word, but you know what I mean.
Yo, yeah,
So,
yeah.
And here we all are though. Here we all are in the new Discord. 27 peeps hanging out here. It's crazy.
Personally, I'd like to see, Starcore tournaments rocking forward, or tournaments under the Starcore banner rocking forward with different rule sets. This rule set
definitely.
Rule, a rule set based on like almost vanilla, realistic 2080 weapons, what we think we might have at that point. And then something, far flung, far future,
Yeah.
Jesus
I mean,
Christ. Yeah.
The only thing is, we definitely for now, like we're just still getting started, and we had the community events. But obviously, if there's multiple community events, obviously for now the only plan I think in the schedule is July core, right?
Yeah.
So any kind of stuff can be discussed there. But I know I debate the idea of having temporary channels. Like if there's 2 or 3 running, we can create like there can be a community events category as well as like the main tournament, and then there can be like a July core or whatever it is within that, and it can be temporary or non-temporary or whatever. But we were just waiting to see how many events start spawning, if you see what I mean. So
yeah,
we can definitely expand on that and give individual events their own channel. But the problem is if they're there forever, then after like a year there'll be like a whole page of tournaments, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
temporary's the way forward. Honestly, on that, I think you create the channel, the tournament runs, its rule set gets maybe the rule set gets archived, but all the chat can go. And then the channel can get deleted, and I think that's a good way forward with it.
I'm also just thinking we're gonna have a bonus prize for the winners. I'm not sure I mentioned this already, but whoever wins the tournament will actually get a champion's role in the Discord. So you'll be able to show off your current champion's role and a custom name color and stuff. And then if and then of course if the next tournament, if you get beat and you get dethroned, then you'll lose that and so on. So it'll be kind of like another little perk for whoever wins this tournament. Will,
very, very cool, man.
Get that champions perk.
100% bragging rights.
Sorry, say that again. So, what was?
Zex, a best builders color would be good as well.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I'm down with that as well. Great, perfect. Yeah, we've got the best style award as well, so we can do 2 roles. We can have the best style awards of the most recent competition and the champion battles. That's fine. We can do that.
If you're going to show off bling, look at the battle stars.
Oh yes.
Those things are hot.
Yeah, have fun streaming it all tonight then, Zoc.
I love the Star Trek team.
The Star Trek team was nice.
That's what I want to say as well, Zoc. Your music was on point tonight. I loved it, mate.
Oh yeah, I had to get that BSG stuff in there. I mean, it's a little bit risky. It's not crazy. it's not like playing some Kanye West or something. But you know, movie soundtracks, it's a little bit dodgy. But yeah, but I just couldn't like not use it for this this battle there. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. If I get banned tomorrow. At least we had one. If I get banned tomorrow, at least we'll know that it was worth it for the backing track for that con big old
What is
bear
it,
battle
like
there.
a DMA request or whatever that they send if you
DMCA
use
takedown.
Yeah. Zach's gonna wake up to like 100 of those things in his mailbox.
What I'm kind of hoping. What I hope is if they hear the music, they watch the video and go, "Nice."
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
The problem is, let's say even the people who own Battlestar Galactica or whatever, they were like, "Hey, we don't like this. We're gonna ban you or whatever." Like that wouldn't be the case. It's not. It's gonna be the owners. It's gonna be the DMCA's come from the big boys, the big umbrellas like UMG, Universal Music, and the people who own Battlestar or Battlestar people are probably don't care at all. It's gonna be the rights, the actual publishers. That kind of thing, when it comes to this stuff.
Or
it's gonna happen.
Or it's going to be some third party claiming it on their behalf.
Oh,
yeah. Which is 9 times out of 10 what happens. But yeah, streamers could rant all night about this.
Definitely.
Speaking of music, Erin was bugging me to say this because basically, so I heard you, Zoc, you were looking for some non-DMCable music, right?
Yeah.
So I had this idea. I've been a producer for like 5 years now, and Erin was bugging me. Come on, tell him, and shit. I was thinking maybe I could whip up some theme music for specific tournaments or for Starcore in general.
Oh damn, that could be pretty cool. That could be pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
If you're willing to whip up music and give people rights to it for doing Starcore stuff, then I will definitely promote you on my channel. If you've got anywhere where you can sell stuff, totally put the relevant adverts in.
Okay, let's not dive into that territory. But I'm just saying it as an idea. If it's like something you'd be willing to do, I'd be up for it.
I tell you what though, it'd be cool though if the champions, I don't know, like the recurring people, let's say like, because some people might just fight in a tournament and then head off or whatever, but it'd be cool if the recurring champions or the first 4, like, for example, Con, I can use Con because they've won multiple test tournaments. Imagine if like Con got their own theme tune, like custom theme tune, like it'd be like this, dum dum da dum 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 da dum da dum. Here comes the Con, dum dum ba dum ba dum, something like that,
Raise his hand, by the way.
If you throw me ideas like that, I can make them real.
Well, I'll just say this now, man. I've got a history of working with musicians with Creative Commons stuff.
Okay.
So shoot me a PM about that sort of stuff, man. I'm more than happy to work with you.
Absolutely.
Just an idea there, but guys, unfortunately, I've really got to dash off here. I always want to see what's going on here, but I just wanted to pop my head in and wish you guys the best of luck and stuff.
Thank you very much, Zoc.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Good night,
Zog.
I was Jam had a question real quick, so I'll just.
Yeah, it was basically just like with Enel and the Borg Cube. I was thinking, what chance would there be that one could play audio clips or something like that as a request? So, example, we are the Borg, you will be assimilated.
I mean, yeah, sound effects could work, but the problem is they have to be added like as a mod to the thing. So, I mean, we could have some kind of like we have whitelist, we could have some kind of like SFX mod like submissions or something. Maybe it's not that big, but if every single team has a sound effects, it could get kind of out of hand. But I like the idea of it. But
Sound Labs might be an idea to do that. To be honest, upload them. Provided they're not copyrighted, upload them to Sound Labs and let people play them for bits or clangers.
I mean, that could work. Yeah, I could try and find some kind of solution about it. It's true. I know people want to play certain sounds and music and so on. So definitely.
Sound blocks 1,000 points.
There you go.
but then people can use them when nothing's going on, so you'd have to disable them temporarily.
Oh yeah.
True. We actually banned sound. I think we banned sound blocks because of Hot Boys. Because Hot Boys were playing fun music, blaring, and it was like deafening. So we actually banned sound blocks after a certain team. After a certain team abused sound blocks, so they're not there for a reason because of the trolling nature of them. But we'll have to think about that one. Maybe, maybe.
No,
all right, guys. I've got to dash. Sorry, I'm so sorry, guys. I really would love to. I definitely, if not for the quarters of the semis, I'll make sure that I can. I'll stick about for a couple hours after and come stick with you guys because it's definitely fun to chat. I've just got stuff to do before tomorrow. So
understood, mate.
All right.
All right, you have a good one.
Have a great stream. I'll check back the
do.
VOD tomorrow and listen to some of the interviews. I'm looking forward to it. Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Adios.
Our theme song is the drum of our guns on their ship.
I love it.
And on that note, I'm out.
What happens if there's not enough ship left to drum on?
We'll just fire the Mac.
And we will drum on our own.
We will drum on another.
Find a new one.
Yep. So normally I would do these in order, but if Con's around, you knocked us out of the tournament, guys. So if you're about, we'll get in. We'll interview you guys first.
I'm at work at the moment, so someone else will have to send out pings in the Discord forum.
Do you have a pending friend request, Bear?
I might well have. Yes, I do. There we go. Yep, accepted.
Your friends list is pretty mental there.
Yeah, my friends list is getting pretty mental. This world's public, so you don't need to be my friend to join it, but you're welcome to be. It's probably just easier that way.
Whoever's streaming, can they hit F3, I guess, so that we can see the name for the people that want to join? So I'll show
might be full.
Name, I guess.
14 out of 16.
14 out of 16, so no, not quite full.
I'll drop out. Server is big ol' bear. So
actually, people that get interviewed later should probably drop out because I'm in the second half, so I'll pop out and come back in after. That way, Mr. Calzon can stand.
I was gonna say I'm leaving because I didn't fight. I was just filling up the server.
We've been done for a while.
So I went and talked with the con guys. I don't think anyone is available, I'm afraid, Bud, to come and have an interview right now. I did ask about.
That's a shame.
We even made the set look pretty.
It does look pretty. It was a good fight though too, man. It was a very good fight.
Well, yeah, it was a great fight, and congratulations from us. Yeah. Like by Discord, they're too good for us now. Oh, brutal. All right, then. Is anybody here from Sin or Hack?
I'm here, and I think Muzzled is as well for Hack.
And Zone is here from Sin.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Quick question or suggestion there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's possible to add like replays or something like that to your after party stream?
I'd need to clear it with Zoc. Basically, I'd need to clear that with Zoc.
I mean, that could be amazing.
And I suspect the Twitch automated stuff would pick up on it regardless. So yeah.
What we have to do is have a bunch of people like actively getting clips and then pasting them so we can go through them. Yeah.
What would be even cooler is playing those replays in game on an LCD.
Yeah, it would be amazing, but you could try and do that, yeah?
Yeah. I'll report back in 20 years.
Wait,
When my team starts reminding me, I'll be recording my perspective of our fight, and that could even be a thing where one of us, either you or I, Big or we, might be able to get a spectator position on some of the matches to get a different perspective of some of the matches.
Where's sort of got the bracket linked?
For public opinion, that I was also streaming during.
It wasn't tournament info in the channel.
So if anybody
Tournament
wants
info
the
in the channel
team view,
should be all pinned.
I can also just drop a link.
I've dropped it in Biggle's Discord, Starcore section.
Yeah.
Everyone put those votes in. Who do you think is going to win this?
Where do we vote?
In the bracket thing.
Yeah, the bracket has like official votings for
Also,
who you think's gonna win.
I thought Rio was going to get knocked out so early. My con versus con prediction is getting scarily close to accurate. I hate it.
Everybody you fight says everything go wrong for them. You can't keep doing this.
He can't keep getting away with it.
That he does.
People said about Rio, and look at him.
Oh yeah.
Rio is rigged, says Twisted.
Does anybody know where the link to the bracket is? Yes, I'm having a brain fart moment finding it.
That's not how the Gladius works, Darkstar.
Fun fact.
I've DM'd you the bracket.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
The Mac Cannon. Did you know that the Mac Cannon is the least powerful super weapon on July Core?
Yes, it barely qualifies as a weapon compared to every other weapon in July Core.
It's the blister of July Core.
Yep. Even the blisters are more powerful than the Mac now.
Wait, what have you guys done to my tournament?
Those things are even funnier than the blister.
I like the laser shotguns.
That's what that is.
Yeah. Those...
nerf for what we're doing in the tournament to what's actually capable of just letting your whole ship normally.
Rules and points. Where can you find the?
Now July Core is gonna be spicy as hell.
Yes, it is. There is no doubt about that.
Your friggin' mod pack is just so over.
Yeah.
Okay, shush.
Yeah, half the weapons just need to do like half damage.
They also don't have any lots.
Keep them like this. It's funny. I can actually drone now.
Like all of the Link's weapons have no LODs, by the way.
Oh yes, well, that's
I was wondering why my 3090 was melting with 3 of them on screen. Turns out.
What, really?
Yep, because I have all my settings on highest and I'm running 120 frames per second. That is well enough to make 3090 scream. I would highly suggest adding some like blocks for LOD.
All right, no more than 3 Link's weapons per team.
No, that's not fair.
Unless
you want to involuntarily.
I'm running Link's drones. You can't do this.
Oh yeah, I saw those fucking Ragnarok drones. I'm angry.
Oh, you like those? You like those?
Oh, I'm running
the
Loki
Ragnarok
drones.
aren't
Don't
defective
worry.
because the Ragnarok round just flies up the side like all the missiles do. It's the laser curtain of death thing, the Reaper. That one is so absurdly overpowered. No, not the Loki, the Reaper.
Oh, Reaper.
The Reaper, you can just casually dodge.
Yeah,
according
you
to
sure
the
can
mod
once you,
maker.
Like, try to spawn kill all the drones, but if they're orbiting you perfectly at 8 kilometers, you can't.
Not to flex my own shit, but have you tried the Loki?
I mean, I could try that.
Loki good.
Yes. Anyways,
I'm
back to
running
Loki.
By the way, I just want to say, having it depower the entire ship is an awful method of trying to balance.
Well, it wasn't really a balance. It was more of like, well, basically, the quick backstory is we're working, well, very shush on this, right? But me and Aaron were working on a pretty big project, which is gonna remake the power system for space engineers. Basically, introduce new power. So basically, fusion reactors. You know what that means?
Would this be the proverbial power core that I've heard mentioned?
No, well, no. But basically, yeah, it's the basic reactor there, a pretty big reactor, is 13 gigawatts. So if you take in mind the vanilla large reactor, right? What was it, like 300 megawatts, something?
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? So for example, if you run the fusion reactor with Loki's, it's it's normal. But yeah, I still need to balance that power draw from it if I want to have a vanilla balance. But yeah, that's
like the going well.
That's
hello, Enderoth.
What's happening, boys?
Howdy.
They set up the set just for you guys.
Yeah.
And over voice, and I did see the set. It looks pretty beautiful.
Thank you very much,
Thank
man.
you for that.
Yeah, great fight. Yeah.
Starbuck is dead.
Kicked our butts, but I'm not surprised, you know. Yeah.
Made it work for it, man. It was pretty good. It was a tougher fight than you may think.
Fair enough.
I'm surprised we even got hits on you guys.
I'm glad to hear that. We needed a lucky hit on the.
So would you guys like to
Grande
know
Amigo?
what my? Would you guys like a preview of what I am planning to run for July Core?
Can we get to that later?
That's probably the wrong stream for that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, big streaming. Let's get to some interviews.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I do want to say one thing before we get to questions. I tried to help you with my 4,000 clangers before the match started. I'm planning to use PDW.
We saw Garrett. We appreciate it.
Yeah, but we were all very tempted to ban in-game action con winning.
Yeah, con cannot shoot back.
Yeah, no shooting, no flying, no.
Then spend 10,000 players to disable Winfield's Mac for 2 seconds.
Or the Grande Amigo was our primary target, and we know we needed to kill it. And it snuck away before we got its engines.
Well, that's his job.
You almost had it. You almost had it.
Yep, we know we almost had it as well.
Yeah, I watched the playback. Like, we almost took out its port engine, and it was so close.
Yep. Even dropping it down to half speed would have been acceptable, you know. But yeah, we knew.
I gotta admit, your teamwork together. Oh, fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, likewise. But yeah, we knew we had to take that out. And we didn't get the lucky shots we needed. You know, and perfect flying. Squeaked away, dived behind the asteroid, and we were like, don't really want to switch targets, but we basically have to. And then, you know, we ended up shooting at your tankier ships and not doing a great deal to them, I rather suspect. So, what was from your perspective? What was the concern on our team for you?
Well, Grims are a big problem in the tournament because they go through shields.
Yeah.
I mean, I say problem, but they're not a problem. They're an answer to a specific kind of build.
Yeah.
And that build is light, dense, thinly armored interceptors.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, take out the Grims first, and that's what we went for.
Yeah.
After that, it was sort of, you know, take out your ships in list of biggest DPS to lowest DPS.
Yeah, fair enough.
And what we wanted to do was save you to last. I think we did pretty much save you to last.
You did indeed save me till last. Yep.
Yeah. And our plan was, Winfield isn't here, but I'll give you the plan. If you guys didn't make us work for it, and you did, because we couldn't carry it off, we actually had to try. We were going to attach to you with landing gears and drag you out of the zone.
Oh my god!
Wonderful.
Is that a preview of what I'm gonna get?
No, it's too hard to pull off when teams are actually, you know, at least semi-competent and make you try for things. So.
Prepared for it.
You heard it first, folks. We're semi-competent.
There's one bit to the match I'm really proud of is when you guys fired Grims at us and we formed up and our point defense just covered each other, proper Battlestar style. Anyone who wants to go see it, go watch Sock's VOD. It is beautiful to watch.
It's outstanding.
It's
good to hear.
It's a spectacular visual, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But it's good to hear at least made you work for it. It makes us feel a lot better,
Mhm.
and it's probably one of the funnest fights I've ever had in Space Engineer, so thank you for that.
Yep.
That con, it was brilliant tonight.
Oh, it was a great fight. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure. Yeah, we knew we were very, very up against it. You know, like I said, you guys are a professional team. You treat it that way, and Oh, we're a bunch of filthy casuals. Greeblers with attitude at best.
It's a good team name.
It is a pretty good team name, actually.
Well,
Yeah.
the layout of your ships didn't seem to let us core you out with PMWs, which was pretty good on your guys' part, honestly.
Yeah, that was deliberate, to be fair.
This question for me, you guys focused on missile ship with PMWs, correct? Or did you try for any of the other ships?
I took it upon myself to launch some at the Artemis.
Yeah, because we didn't see any others coming towards, I think, the other three. So we assumed that they missed or you didn't use them.
I don't
the
think
rest
they
you
used
have.
them. Yeah, I said I'd launch mine, and they don't, or they decided not to use ours.
Okay.
Unless I'm mistaken, you guys pick up on it that it wasn't said in our chat. But yeah, I was the only one who called out my PMW launch anyway at that rank.
So I'm pretty sure I took on a few because we had I had CIWS set to take them on when they were launched.
Gotcha.
I think I took a few out, but I thought more.
And 100 mils as well.
Yeah, the hundreds on the Cassiopeia, yeah.
Yeah, they're an interesting mechanic, and it's. I mean, we go round and round with PMWs, but what it boils down to is this: right now, they rely on collision jank to do massive damage to otherwise well-constructed ships.
Yeah.
And they should never have been allowed for that reason. If they were just a warhead delivery device, then groovy. But basically, I'm just launching blast door blocks at you.
Yeah. I know where you're coming from. I probably, if it was up to me to make the rules for Starcore, I would have said no PMWs without warheads. Basically,
and
that would have been my ruling.
And that's not a bad rule. Right now, I can make 100 PMWs for the cost of a Mac.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if they don't ban them for GT2, I'll make them pay.
Yeah.
I'll go full meme with it.
Yeah.
To me, though, I don't think you guys even need them. Like your combination of those two fast ships with lasers to drain shields, and then you come in with the Max as well, and you can strip weapons so easily off ships. It's like you guys have got that tactic on lock. These PMWs are just a bonus for you, in my view.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be fights where we need the PMWs.
Oh, no doubt. It's good to have in your arsenal. Yeah.
Next one.
Sorry. Right.
Yeah, who are you folks up against next? Let me just look
it's
at
probably going to be Spartan, right?
Yes, we're fated to fight in 2 weeks from now.
So that'll be fun, and yeah.
Oh yeah,
one of those ones where you need to have PMWs to penetrate that giant potato armor.
Yeah. Or your ram with Winfield ship.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't
even
need Winfield ship. You could ram with any ship. And while we do enjoy a ram as a celebratory move or as a beginning of the fight move, just to knock your reinforcement off, because come on, don't sit there. I could come up and nudge you. Don't do it.
Yeah.
It's a bad move.
Yeah. We were talking about that before the fight. We were like, sure, should we fortify? And we're like, no, because all that will happen is we'll just get nudged.
Yeah, we did have two plans in case you decided to do that. But it's one of those things. With the fight with Spartan is going to be, I think, complex because he has PMWs too, and as you've seen, they do great work against people who even have shields. It's going to be tough to counter. We think we've got it figured out, but you can't predict the unpredictable. So
Spartans no easy opponent, certainly. Although I favor 4 ships over 1.
Yeah, I was.
Many people
what did
do.
you guys think about that Sin approach to Spartan?
We could go on to that interview now if the guys are here.
Let's rock onto that one. Why not?
I would love to hear from Sin. I am a big fan.
So, what was supposed to happen? was after I went in first
Hello.
with
You
the
have
Nebula.
major echo, sir. Please.
Yes.
Is down the hall.
You are
Streaming from the bathroom, sir.
from
Goodbye.
somebody else's bathroom, sir. With a megaphone, sir.
All right. Well, while he's sorting that out, I'll say my piece then. We already knew we were kind of in trouble against Spartan because it's a rock paper scissors thing, right? Because you can't do your setup to counter every possibility, and we had not set up to counter potatoes. We probably would do a much better against lighter, faster ships, or 4 opponents. But one big guy with a lot of firepower and PDs, we were not in the ideal situation for. So we sort of racked our brains for a strategy, and we spent all week trying to figure out what we were going to do with this. And the way it was supposed to go was I was supposed to hang back and pepper him with Mac rounds, which didn't do much. Vortex was supposed to run in, eat the PMWs. We did a lot of testing with PMWs against Vortex's ship to see if it could sustain hits, and in a lot of the tests it could. I think we just got really unlucky with that because he was all right up until when the last one took out his engines, and then he was done.
I was almost waiting for you guys to combine up into the Megazord and.
Hello, is this better?
Yeah,
much better.
Way better.
That's on me. I didn't have it ready to go.
Yeah, so Izomis are Gatai/Voltron Smith. We make our own ships, and Izomi manages to Frankenstein them together.
Fair enough.
The problem is that
seeing that the first time when we saw that the first time in the test tournaments, I was sitting here literally giving you a round of applause for that. I was just like, yes.
Yeah. The problem is to make that viable, like in an actual tournament. You have to make it so all 4 ships can perform on their own at tournament level, and that is not easy. I struggled with that, and I didn't get it done in time. I'm a lot closer now. I'm like at 3 or 4 now, but I didn't have it ready in time. So everyone's just like, okay, we'll just go with our regular ships for this, and go with focus on tactics and stuff, and hope that's enough. And that was not enough.
Yeah.
Either way, Sin is definitely carving itself out as a name for the people to get the best looking, most functional ships that do insane things.
Yeah.
Maybe not the name, but at least one of the best names.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, beautiful ships and well put together as well.
I was hoping that I would actually survive the PMW swarm from what do you call it? From your ship,
Charybdis.
Spartan, but
Charybdis, yeah.
Yeah, but almost did. What actually happened was I accidentally hit my button for modulate from hull to shield right as he fired a coil salvo at me. And that just killed my shields, so...
Well, one thing I want to ask, it seemed like you were baiting the PMWs. Was that intentional? Because when I was focusing you, I saw your shields drop, and that's when I hit the launched the PMWs, but then they went up then they went right back up. So I figured you had tried to bait me by purposely dropping your shields.
Yeah, so that's I was trying to do that, and for all of you in here and watching, Izomi, I'm sorry for giving away one of our super secret strats TM. Modulating your shields to hull makes it so that it seems like you dropped your shields completely.
Oh yeah, that's a cool feature, Darkstar. I like that feature.
Thanks, Star.
Gotta take note of that.
Yeah,
Don't
so-
want to be without shields when you're in front of Spartan, though.
Well,
It
my
tends to
ship...
evaporate.
Not real, well, kind of, but the thing with my design for Nebula, also known as a Wrath, is that it was designed to tank absurd amount of damage. One of the things we do in testing with it is make it, see how long it survives against the potato.
Yeah.
So I was absolutely certain I could survive at least 20, 30 seconds of barrage from Spartan, but not from the PMWs. So
I would like to point out that I would consider my ship no mere potato. I think in the entirety of the tournament, no one has the high. I think I have the highest single most DPS for a ship in the entire tournament.
Effective DPS, that is, not just
Yeah.
Yeah.
That number's utterly meaningless.
I'm pretty sure I take the number as well. I think I'm at like 400,000.
It's probably close to Rio with his torps.
He, I think. How many torps does Rio have?
Rio has less torps than the Charybdis.
Oh, does he? Okay.
ANL would love to have a fight with you at one point just to test that theory.
Oh yeah, we should definitely get on that.
I'll take that. I guess I guess from my perspective, like in that fight, I think that I was really racking my brain too on how to handle that. I know potatoes have trouble against multi-ship teams, but I've been practicing a lot against single and multi-ship teams, so I think focusing down targets one at a time seemed effective, and that's pretty much what I did that match. I did play it a little bit different than when I did tech. Before I had I had delegated some of my subsystems to a teammate. This time around, I literally handled like everything in terms of piloting my ship. One person was completely on callouts, and then the other two were just repair teams. So I think that worked out much better in this case. I think for a larger ship, having one person dedicated to like just information is probably the best bet. I think bigger ships fail because they kind of get distracted or are not aware of their surroundings.
Even for fortune teams, battlefield awareness is one of the most important things in this.
Yeah. With the big ship, you can only make one mistake. With the whole team of ships, you could make multiple consecutive mistakes and roll back, but one good mistake in any potato will instantly just done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I noticed you guys went in for the Rams twice, but I was able to dodge them because Muzzled was able to call it out well in advance, and I'm like, okay, I just got to juke to the left a little bit. Like, I noticed, how do you say your name? Isumi? Or Isumi?
It's Ilmi.
Oh, yeah, it's Isumi.
Isumi. I noticed Isumi was going in for the ram, so I was able to like kind of juke him, and then that's when he went out the zone.
The big desperation flip.
Wait, I just wanted to know,
style.
did you go in for the ram because I took out your Mac? I thought it was like still functional.
No, my Mac was still functional, but it was pretty clear it wasn't gonna like the way your ship has been turned into a donut and still flown around. So I didn't see the Mac as being what would win the fight, and with Andertron down and Vortex down, we didn't have the DPS if your shields went back up to get them down again. And when you fortify, your shields regenerate faster than my Mac can take them down. So I was just like, the Mac isn't going to win this. I'm just going to try and spear through you and suicide it and hope that I don't think I was even trying to win it. It was just like, you got to do something.
Yeah,
And,
when what you've got doesn't work, you try something else, even, no matter the likelihood, yeah.
No, I feel that. What was that?
The unorthodox gamble.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well have worked. I mean, in my match against Tech, I very nearly lost because of a last-ditch ram, so they never
Which one
count
of the
those.
last 3 last-ditch rams?
Well, yes, there was a lot of rams, but they did cause me the most trouble. So, like, that's never not a viable. Like, if you're still in it, you're still in it. There's always a chance, as we've seen from Ryu, who apparently has won 2 matches like that.
Yeah, how do you
from
guys
impossible.
feel about that?
The ultimate plot armor.
He got to stop doing this. How does he get away?
So
The fact. Oh god.
Sorry, go on, mate.
No. I was gonna say the fact that he has won 2 improbable matches like that kind of boggles the mind. But what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, Spartan on for fighting Con next up.
Yeah, I think I'll just handle it the same way I've handled the rest of these matches. I've learned from each one.
2 or 3
And
times in a row, no less.
yeah, no.
Mhm.
I mean, again, it's if you can, it's better room for error. Like the 3-match format, makes it so after the first match, the other team can adjust. So I'm
Mhm.
about that.
You fancy your chances?
Yeah, of course. Again, Sin was a good warm up for fighting skilled multi-crew teams. I mean, multi-ship teams, and that's what Sin are. They didn't play it wrong particularly. And their ships are good. So I think I think that was a good what to expect from Khan more or less. So I think I have good chances. And my other closing point would be like, I get people like Max, but I think for 35k ships in general, a lot of people were asking me why I don't take a Mac. I think it's a waste of points, and it's a major structural flaw, as we've seen in many matches before. Once a Mac goes, that's 3,000 points down the drain.
Yep.
And once it completely goes, that's a gaping
It's a
hole
big
in your
hole
ship.
in your
That's
ship.
something.
Yep.
Yeah, that's something I can't afford on a 35k ship. It's too much of a structural weakness, and it's just like you can't reposition your bow like fast enough to really get shots off of people.
Mhm.
Again, Ryu has miraculously won with 4 max 2 matches in a
Say
row, but
one counter to that argument.
You have become poverty.
Especially if you're a multi-crew ship, I actually find the max to be quite substantially armored. Like, what does that thing take up in space? That's basically a single welder welding that entire area.
But Rio doesn't have welders.
He has one man himself.
I did it on
Rio has a
this
welder.
match for him.
Oh, does he?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
He got
this
welders now.
match he has me.
Oh, okay.
Welder monkeys abound.
I don't know. I still think
Yep.
the amount of points in conventional firepower is better, but we'll see as the tournament goes on if I'm proven wrong.
Indeed we will. Indeed we will. Any final thoughts, gentlemen, or shall we get the next team up?
I got a closing statement there, I guess. It seems that a lot of teams are, or did anyway, misunderstand exactly the value of battlefield awareness, of teamwork, of positioning, and everybody is laser focusing. Their ships are faster than me, so I can't win. I can't do it. It's No, it's not impossible. You just need to outplay your enemy.
It's called teamwork, yeah.
Yeah, it's called teamwork. Like, there's only one weapon in the game that if you brought only that, you would lose, and it's called the blister. Or the the blister mouth. You only brought those. That's how you lose.
I actually think if you brought only one of any weapon,
yeah.
that that would be a major flaw. Weapon diversity is going to be important.
Yeah.
But you have
definitely.
But there's no one configuration that will guarantee your loss other than the flower pots. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's how you play with what you have. Being matched up against any one particular team, unless you've gone full meme strategy and you lose against somebody, yeah, that's on you. I'm sorry. But it's all about what you do in the match that matters. It's not what you bring.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you very much. Pilot skill. I as a for example, if we literally took, if Con flew our ships and we flew their ships, I'm pretty sure they'd still win.
Problem.
That'd be an interesting
amendment to that
experiment.
statement.
Oh yeah.
Well, that in an ideal world, yeah, I'd agree with you, except bugs and little issues crop up, which will screw a team entirely.
Well,
The
yeah, but that's what you
inability
do.
to focus fire is a big issue,
That's what you do in the match, not what you bring.
but you can't do anything about that if it's a bug.
Well, that's how Space Engineers
yeah,
is. It's a buggy, horrible little mess that we've managed to clang together. And it's working now, and it's so exciting, and there's just some few
it
issues that
looks
break,
beautiful.
and it's awful. But we're getting there.
We're getting there. We're nailing the bugs one by one, and then another one pops up. It's a constant battle.
Phrasing bear, phrasing.
My last statement, just going on what Muzzled said, I would like to shout out to him for being a great first officer, because I think he's right. Without him calling like a lot of information for me, I think there's a good chance I could have lost those 2 matches. So Don't underestimate the power of awareness, and especially good communication between teammates. I think just good practice your callouts and your communication. I think even average teams will see much better improvement.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. All right, folks. Anybody here from SWS or Fifth Humanity?
If Humanity here to represent, Wiseman is here as well. I don't know if he's chatting though. I'm just talking to these guys.
Yeah, if you're in the game, come up to the couch, mate. Yeah, another good showing.
Let me see. He's just got himself deafened. I'll just send him a message to see if he wants to join.
Well, we're waiting. Who else thinks hiding behind asteroids is a trap?
Yes. It has
So
some
first and
uses,
foremost,
but not
I'll
as many
stand
as the
out.
times we've seen it.
I can
I
straight
honestly
up say,
think. Oh, go on.
Sorry. So I can straight up say for what TTE did, their strategy, not very effective. They had a huge mass difference, huge firepower difference. I feel what their strategy was. Yeah, I understand where they're coming from, but if they knew how to fortify, then they probably would have had a better chance. But now, like after looking at it, they didn't fortify. They bounced off the asteroid. They took several max shots behind that asteroid and didn't shift their position enough. They let themselves become sitting ducks. So it's very dependable on how well you know how to play.
Mm.
Can I say something about that? Since I'm even with UFG that just fought with them.
Hey, UFG.
Not part of the team, yeah. But I've been with them since the beginning, and I'm still talking with them. Well, from what they did, we practically... what's the word? I'm sorry because I'm not very good at English.
That's okay.
Oh, good, mate.
You sound fine.
Mm-hmm.
Neither are the
Well,
English.
I'm not very good at it, but a little bit. Well, we tried because we always train every day we possibly can and try to anticipate the strategies of our enemy. So basically, what we do, as you can see, we are very light crew with no mass at all, basically, right?
Yep.
Just strapped on ships. So the only thing that we have is speed. So what we do is push the enemy and keep them as away from the center as possible. So we took into consideration that our enemy will be basically using a asteroid as a shield to limit our movement, since maneuverability for us is everything. So, and we took even in consideration that they would have fortified the shields too. So we were really on a rush to dish out the most punishment as soon as possible. So to deny them the early, so to deny them advantage, especially since the zone shrinks.
Yeah.
And that would be horrible for us. So depending on the strategy, I think they did really good, honestly. I don't know how they thought it out, but they did very good.
Honestly, I spoke with TTE before your match, and because I subbed for them once, and we were still in touch, and they were pretty much saying we don't know if we can even hit these guys. They're so quick.
Otherus and No Care of TTE are in the chat.
Actually, are here. I'm just being because we're not
Just
the ones that are up for.
Oh well, to be honest, it's all become a bit of a free for all, hasn't it, tonight? So whatever.
Well, I mean, I can say we built copies of their ships to test against before the fight even happened, and specifically, we knew that without the Mac, they could not win. So we wanted to see what's our chances of killing the Mac. And even if the entire team were to attempt to chase the Mac ship down to kill it, it was essentially impossible for any of us to catch it because our fastest ship had half the acceleration.
Yep.
And so it just, even with near passes where you get some damage in, the Mac can just get far enough out of range to regen before we can really put enough heat or damage on to drop the shields. And so we just die to it. So we figure that chasing's not going to work. We don't have the maneuverability. Too much of our firepower is locked in ships that can't accelerate fast enough. And we've known that from the beginning. From before the tournament even started, we knew a very fast team would be the hardest thing for us to beat. And we kind of, as Sin already said earlier, with the rock paper scissors, even with pilot skill, if your enemy has sufficient skill using their ship, you're at a disadvantage if your ships aren't designed in a way to beat them or deal with them. And we gambled on not being in a bracket with a fast team, considering we thought they would be extremely rare, and they are. We just didn't win the gamble.
Pilots versus engineers.
Yeah. I mean, that is the way of things, and I'm kind of wondering if teams over time are going to start having, dedicated pilots and dedicated engineers. You pick the best pilots to fly them, and you pick the best engineers to build them.
This next bracket, where PLS take on UFG, we're going to see where both of the skills sort of mesh together. Two of the lightest, fastest teams in using some of the best pilots in the game are going to go head to head. It's going to be interesting.
It is indeed.
I'm very excited for that match.
I do like to watch the fast ships as well, and
when I bounced off that rock, that was totally not intentional. It was completely lag induced. I got ejected out of the circle. I'm like, well, that's never happened in my testing. Well, I can take the zone for a while, but I can't take the zone and M8s and Mac. So
nope.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, we didn't have enhancers for whatever reason, so Fortify wasn't an option for us anyway. And for Fortify to really work, we've already worked out a way on how it could have done, and we might test it with UKG as a friendly match later on. But it requires all 4 team members to be really coordinated.
Yeah.
Work. To delay the zone to be small enough so our weapons can track them.
I'm assuming that would be essentially extending shields over each other, waiting for one set to go down, do the next.
Swapping shields on status up down. But the thing is, though, like the Rook themselves can delete any of their ships within the final zone within seconds. It's no choice. But the problem is getting in that range. Otherwise, they just run away and regen heat too much. They have to be stuck, and they can't leave my range, or it doesn't work.
Yeah, because in our testing, if it got to the final zone, the Rook by itself could kill one of their ships in between 15 and 30 seconds. So even if it was only 2 of us left at the end, as long as we had Rook being one of them, it was possible. So we figured our only chance is to delay, because we don't have any other we can't chase them, we can't fortify. The only option is buy time, get to the final zone, hope that we have the right ships that have survived and that they focus the wrong targets.
I was also talking to the team leader of UKG at the end. And he says, yeah, we killed 2 of your guys' ship's shields. 2 of our ships lost our shields completely within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
When we were behind the asteroid, our shields lasted super longer. We were trying to delay to the zone. We couldn't do anything before that. If we just sallied out at the start, we would have all been dead 2 minutes apiece. Probably 4 minutes to kill all of us. We all been gone.
I saw the sheer amount of M8s that went into the side of that asteroid. Your use of cover was definitely, I would say, was the right choice. But
Fortify, there would have been maybe a combination of 2, but we didn't, because we just didn't know where that was sitting in the time of the game start.
Yeah, no,
basically we knew what we were up against, and even so we strategized which ships to take out first, from the beginning until the end. So the last ship that we wanted to take out was No Cares. Naga would have been the first. After that, Bori, I think. The third one, Brook.
Those are all correct.
And then No Cares ship, the Siga. I don't remember the name correctly.
The Atlas, yeah.
Yeah, the Atlas.
The
So
Siga,
basically,
I
we had already we already had put the targets out, and we just had to execute them. And we wanted to make their progress as slow as possible, so basically we went with M8s directly for their thrusters.
Yeah.
to enhance
Yeah.
movability.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about weapon arcs or anything. Go on, sorry.
I do have a question for the teams that are here at the moment, as well as some reciprocity in that question. Myself, what would you think is the turning point moment where you knew things had changed, or things were not working the way you were hoping they were, or you had that "I got you" moment of yes, things have gone exactly like we wanted them to? Because I can say for me on Bear's team, we kind of had a command, an overview voice in our background, Talia, who called out mid-match that we had over-focused and we were getting overextended.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the point at which we knew we had made a mistake in our target priorities for the match, and that we needed to find a new strategy or attempt to recover from that mistake in some way. And it all went downhill from there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we nearly
did
got him.
our best, but
we nearly got him.
We got so close. But we'd over-focused, and everything after that was trying to scramble and come up with a new strategy or a new target on the fly, and it didn't work out for us.
Mm.
So coming in with a plan and finding out midway through the battle that plan is not going to work the way we wanted it to, or isn't working, and trying to retarget or reconfigure our strategy mid-match was not a thing that was a smart move.
I couldn't really help that much because of the stream delay.
Yep.
So UK2, how do you fancy your chances against Platinum Spiders?
Honestly, we don't know yet.
Okay.
We really hope that we already have a strategy putting into place, but we don't know how it plays, because you can't predict how the battlefield goes or what
Indeed.
kind of strategies the opponent will play out.
It's definitely a match I'm looking forward to. Watching, a lot of fast, maneuverable combat. That's
I hope you guys
something
win.
I enjoy. Yeah.
Thank you, but keep in mind that we come freshly from vanilla Space Engineer, so we haven't played with the mods too much.
Mhm.
So
Strong showing for no experience.
It's a very strong showing. Yeah. You
No,
keep.
just protect your Mac. That's
You
what I'll say.
do come from a PvP server. Is that correct?
yeah, UK2. Yeah, we've been practically UFG hasn't started just for the tournament. It has been created almost 1 year ago.
Yeah,
and
so you're used to
basically
working
it was
as a team.
created. It was created out of necessity mostly, because we had a faction there that went around raiding people. I was a victim, and some of the guys were victims, so we decided to create a group. We didn't want to go everyone to one faction and work it out. Everyone wanted to do his own and her thing. So we created this group, United Factions, so we could play it out. And since then we have been always been in fight with that faction.
Very
That's how
interesting.
we honed that's how we honed the skills basically. And the grand tournament wouldn't have been considered by us, but we had a late accident in late May, early June, when hackers started roaming around, deleting Space Zone and so on every every kin server. So we decided to take a break, and the tournament seemed a great opportunity to do that.
Fair enough.
And that's how we.
Something that may interest you folks. A friend of mine on Frosty is starting up a PvP oriented server. So if that tickles your fancy, and if you're interested in that, then dive onto my Discord and have a look at what's being proposed there. I believe it's actually going up tonight.
Nice. I'll keep the guys in touch for anything.
All right, awesome.
Question.
Yeah.
Is that server by chance running the weapon core mods?
Honestly, I'm not 100% certain what it's running. I believe it might be running some weapon. Yeah, it's definitely running weapon core. But I'm not certain on the mod list.
That could certainly be fun.
So good luck, UFG.
Thank you.
Every single time you guys fight, I put money against you, and every single time you cost me massive amounts of money. So,
Yeah.
Or not money, clangers.
Yeah,
Stream currency.
yeah.
So
I
I'm going to be betting
30
against you again in hopes that PLS loses.
I lost 30,000 clangers on that fight.
I have a question for you guys while we're at it.
Yeah.
What would be your strategy against Khan if you made it that far?
Against Khan, well, the strategy wouldn't change much. Practically just rush them and put pressure on the enemy.
Be fast, because to answer
Yeah.
the question of what was TTE's moment where we realized we messed up before the match. Like, I honestly see UFG. You guys have a really strong chance of actually taking it because I'm looking at everybody else's ship builds and stuff like that. Unless like the tactical mistake was made on either team or something happened or lag or whatnot, I don't see them taking out the Bettys and the Obliterator. I really don't.
I sure hope nobody brought an
Basically-
interceptor with 20 lasers. That would be a shame.
Practically,
Or too
we've
bad.
seen some videos. Practically, before we started all this, we started to see some videos about the core tournament, how it works, what weapons and what not. So we started from scratch, basically building big ships, like the mainstream guys, big ships, big weapons and so on, and started fiddling with them. But honestly, nothing was working for us because we are mostly used on phase-based fights, being a range between 1.5 2 kilometers from vanilla turrets. They have like a range of less than 1 kilometer. So that's usually where our fights would be.
Knife fight range, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So we started building the big ships, but we were getting too many hits. We weren't getting the results we wanted, and so basically, Shogo, if you saw the name, is the builder of the Black Betty. It is a UK2 ship, vanilla ship, which was stripped and purposely refitted for the battle tournament. And said, "Hey, let's just test this ship out." We started flying the ship against heavier, really heavy ships, 35k like the Spartan, or multiple ships of 2 teams, 3 teams, but heavy ships generally within the 35k range of battle points and 45 million kilogram of mass. And actually they did real good. Even at 1 kilometer range, they were really hard to hit.
Yeah.
Even at close range. The only issue was then what kind of weapons to choose. We didn't know how to use the coil guns. We didn't know how to use 300 millimeters. The only thing that works for us was either between the 75 coil rail guns or the 100 millimeters and the M8s. What to choose, M8s or M1s? So after doing testing, lots of testing, we decided we'll keep the M8s because they do a lot of damage, and the 100 millimeters for consistent damage output, because the railguns have a cooldown. That's how the Black Betty came to be, basically. As for the Obliterator, which was built by Tigro, he doesn't play on UK2, he plays on IFN server, different server, but he became part of our group. We decided to keep it light and fast too. Always keeping the ideology that if you can't catch it, you can't kill it.
Well, that's certainly true. Yeah, you very much proved that tonight. I'm honestly, I'm watching you guys with bated breath to see if you can actually take the title. I think there is actually a chance. I really do. After seeing your performance tonight, yeah.
But we hope so, because honestly, we are here to win it and have fun.
Oh, let's not forget the many times champions Con came from a PvP server as well, and it's the people coming from the PvP servers have been quite the threat And I think there were some other teams as well that have done, other members of teams that have come from PvP servers. And I think that's an experience that lends itself very, very well to Starcore.
Well, coming from PvP servers usually gives you a lot of advantage, because especially if you join with your faction members, because you are already well coordinated with them, you know what your partner will do and what won't do, so even the strategies are much easier to
Yeah.
It
implement.
seems like good coordination with bad ships will be bad coordination with good ships every time.
It does seem that way, yeah.
I just called up all my greatest enemies and told them to come over and we'll kick some ass. Me and Enderoth used to be at each other's throat a long time ago.
Back in the glory days.
Back in the glory days.
But as we're all just basically having an unstructured chat tonight, if there's anybody from any of the other teams that participated tonight that wants to dive in and have a chat and say their piece, come in, come up to the stage area if you'd like. Come and say your piece. It's all good. Because things that we've had teams with input on other teams tonight, so I'm fine with rolling with this without structure.
I just wanted to add real quick to the last point for any newbies listening to this. You don't experience is great and all that, but don't count yourself out until you actually try it. My entire Starcore and Space Engineers experience in general started about 2 months ago, as in from nothing. I had downloaded Space Engineers a few years back and saw it was in an unplayable state, and then I saw some Starcore videos a couple of months back, and then I was like, oh, that looks cool. So it's I went from 0 experience to being in the top 8 team. So if I could do it, you guys could do it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'd never done any PvP in Space Engineers at all until Starcore. I just hadn't done any. Played plenty of Space Engineers, but it had been almost 100% single player survival.
Sadly, most of my PvP experience was the very, very early game with vanilla turrets against the Banana Boat Raid. Anyone remember those days?
A long time ago.
The days before spawn timers on Respawn?
Nope.
Well,
Turns
I
out
spent
no.
my first 2,000 hours in creative mode. So
Yeah, but I mean, well, that's the thing about Space Engineers. We've all taken from it in different things, and some people enjoy creative building, other people enjoy PvP, other people. I mean, I guess nowadays we're going to have people treating it like a first-person shooter with the ability to make their own maps. As weird as that might sound to us, who've been around in SE for a while, I think it's going to happen.
It's a very big sandbox, and it's only getting bigger.
Exactly.
The only question is
questions
what
for
they
me,
are gonna add next.
Yeah, it is. I'm thinking Warfare Update number 2 is going to be some ship weaponry. Probably some sort of cannon.
Fucking better be, or the entire community's gonna have a collective aneurysm.
Yeah, some sort of cannon, possibly some armor blocks, and maybe, just maybe, some sort of shielding.
Typically, player man turret would be interesting to look at.
Mm-hmm.
To encourage a bit of the capital ship multi-crew vessel kind of thing. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that.
I was about to say, though, if they add a shield, that's kind of an employment line for Darkstar, then.
Well...
No, it'll explicitly break everything that he's done.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
And it'll cause him to pull out the rest of his hair.
I try to do that every week anyway.
No, I suspect if they add a shield, it will be a base shield only, and it will be some variant of the safe zone, but not 100% safe.
Okay, if they do add a shield, that means they would have to redo the weapons that they have in the game entirely.
Yeah, but there's only 2 of them, Talia. It wouldn't take them that long.
Exactly. Wouldn't take that long. But they better give us more weapons.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, in a
place
sense,
on the
Space
ship.
Engineers already has a shield system. It's called safe zones. And, you know, arguably they're overpowered. Like, the vanilla shields is the most overpowered shields.
Actually, not.
Not really.
No. They could be taken down in an instant.
Okay, well, they're supposed to be the most overpowered shields. How about that, yeah?
Supposed.
Yes, people creating safe zones next to safe zones, etc., etc. No, they're supposed to be the most overpowered shields, is, I think, the point.
Before I take
the
off
only
there,
thing...
sorry.
The-
Before I take off
the-
there, did you have any questions for Con or anything before I get going?
No. Yeah, all right. I got one question for you.
Good fight, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, and same to you. Who do you fear the most in this tournament? Who do you think's got the best chance of beating you guys?
Best chance of beating us? Well, obviously we're looking at Platinum Spiders.
Yep.
Because, yeah.
Yeah.
Big fear against HAC? Damn it. Halconian Arms? HAC.
HAC. Yep.
Spartan's
Yep.
ship is beastly. I'm glad we have 2 weeks to try and come up with some sort of strategy. Because we're going to need it.
Right, fair
Yeah,
enough.
sounds about right.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the Platinum Spiders call was a fairly obvious one. But yeah, respect to Spartan then as well.
Yeah, we're up against it next.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Sweat Lord can rise from the depths.
Rio
Will come
might
up
beat
from the
you with his
bottom of the
flat
ladder.
Yeah, interesting turnout for Ryo. Everybody expected him to be out the first round.
Yeah.
Everybody expected him to be out the second round.
Yep.
Everything that goes wrong for the other team does.
Yeah.
To be honest, Raya did make me some good clangers today.
That's the plot armor I installed in that design.
It really was plot armor. Yeah, that really is the best explanation for that.
He always wins seconds before his death.
How poetic would it be if he made it all the way to the end to face his former team? Like that sounds straight out of an anime, right?
Yeah.
It would be. And I can say is the guys that got blown up first, I'm not even mad anymore. It's amazing.
You do it.
Yeah, RioCon final. Yeah.
That's something that
could happen. I don't know, man.
It's only happened twice, and we're all trying all these conjecture things from it. Quite funny.
Who knows?
All right, guys, take it easy.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Hey, man. Been a pleasure.
Is there anybody else around that would like to say anything about how things have gone tonight for their teams?
Yeah, this is Ark from Filthy Casuals. We seem to be little sleepers in the tournament. It seems like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, your name belies the truth, I suspect.
Well, it's funny because that name actually, we've had that name for quite some time. So it's a bunch of local friends of mine that we all play together, and we go to a LAN every year. And we do tournaments there in all sorts of games, and we lose every single one because people are better than us. So we were like, wow, we're just a bunch of filthy casuals, and we wanted to kind of keep that going.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been really enjoying Space Engineers. I bought the game a couple years ago. It was in a terrible state, kind of like what was stated earlier, and then I just recently got back into it because of Starcore, which has been a lot of fun.
Yeah. SE a few years ago, early access. I mean, early access is what it is. I'm ever since the grand multiplayer update, that was when I thought, yeah, okay, this is coming out of early access now, and it's going to be a proper game, and we can actually do things with it. When we went from being able to have like 3 people in multiplayer at best.
What are you talking about? 3 people in multiplayer? Not even close. You had 2 people. The third was someone that was screaming because the game couldn't handle it.
Yeah, you're probably right there, Tally. And then all of a sudden we were like, hang on a minute, we can stand on a moving vehicle and we've got 12 people in. What's going on here? This isn't the game we knew.
And then they went and ruined it with crossplay.
Well, yeah, a little bit.
Back in my day, we had some sticks and a rock. We had to share the rock.
Yeah.
Back in my day,
You had
there
rock.
was no
You were
speed
lucky.
Back in my day, there was no speed limit on large ship grids, but there was a speed limit on the engineer. Imagine how that went when a grid was going faster than the engineer.
Poorly.
Definitely. Couldn't get back in the seat, and the ship just kept on going, and eventually it would just spin out of control and wouldn't stop.
But I would say definitely our fight with TLD was it was real close and it was a lot of fun. We were real anxious to get into the fight because we knew it was going to be something that we were going to have to do our best, and yeah, it was real good.
So, Filthy Casuals, you say you guys know each other in real life. Do you guys actually get together to play? Like, can you get in the same room? Does that offer any advantages, or do you guys even try that?
We haven't tried it in over a year. Dwarven Cleric just recently had his very first child, so we've been kind of wanting to make sure that none of us wanted to get anyone sick, so we've mainly just been sticking with Discord. But back in the day, I mean, we would about once a month we would have a LAN party in Dwarven Cleric's basement. This was obviously before Starcore, so I don't think you would actually bring any real advantages, but it is definitely, I think, helps with our communication that we've known each other all of us have known each other for more than a decade.
Congratulations to Mrs. Dwarven Cleric and Mr. Dwarven Cleric.
Yes.
And the pitter patter of little mag boots. And yeah.
But yeah, is TLD still on?
Let's have a look. I don't see any members present in here. Autumn McDee's normally off right around about now.
Yeah.
I saw a doable snail, didn't make it.
Yeah, it was, I guess, did anyone notice via the stream, it kind of caught all of us off guard, but when Whoopie Doop was destroyed at the beginning of the battle, that all of us were very shocked when he screamed, "Oh my god, I'm done." Because we had no idea what happened. We're guessing it was a Mac cannon shot.
If I remember right, Zoc didn't catch it either.
He was taking so much fire.
He was taking it by Mac.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, he went from 100 to about 40% integrity in about 0.5 seconds flat. He literally clicked off and then bang, he came up red. I watched it happen.
I think it was a mixture of tigers and a Mac.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking. They did a really good job focusing the smaller ship for sure. Our strategy for that battle was actually to focus the tiger shark. And the reason why we wanted to focus that ship was because that was the only one bringing energy damage to the battle.
Mm-hmm.
So once we took that out, we all
Laser
knew that
eyes.
we would be able to immediately modulate all of our shields to kinetic. And then since there would only be 2 ships, we'd be able to shunt if possible. But I made a critical mistake, and it was right on the second ram. I modulated the wrong way, and my shields went from like 35 to nothing pretty instantly.
Ooh.
And I was very, very mad about that. But Dwarven Cleric clutched up, and so did Cable.
Yeah,
Is that the hammerhead room?
I had a bit of a chuckle to myself. So I've got quite a history of playing Dungeons and Dragons and being a DM for many years. And the fact that Zoc was saying, "Oh, Dwarven Cleric's really tough," and it's just like, yeah, that's what they do. Yeah,
it's funny that you bring that up because that's how all of us really know each other, is from our D&D group. That's what inspired the name of our ships for a good chunk of them. Anyways, like the Manticore for mine. Yeah, it was. That's what dwarven clerics do. Is they don't they fight and they will not stop.
Yep. They just keep going. They won't damn well die. Yep.
Well, we hope to definitely bring a upset to Rio.
Okay. Okay.
We definitely know that it is going to be a hell of a fight.
Undoubtedly, yes.
Yeah,
Rio's a hell of a pilot. Just to warn you.
Hell yeah, he is. Now, we've been watching him throughout all the test tournaments and this tournament as well. Definitely, we're kind of happy that we're going to have an additional week or so to really nail down 2 or 3 different attack plans, because that's kind of one of our things is we have contingency upon contingency, and we seem to go through contingencies pretty damn quick, so it's always good to have a lot.
Well, as the saying goes, no plan survives the enemy.
Exactly, yep.
Very true. I have a question for you, actually, and then the other new teams. How are you feeling about the general atmosphere and the other teams and just the tournament in general as regards to just the other competitors and how the environment is going versus the heavy salt of the early tournaments?
Honestly, we're all really enjoying ourselves. Granted, we're actually probably not very active within the Discord as much as everyone else is. So really I think it's actually been kind of a benefit for us with our battles because no one really knew who we were going in, or what kind of ship designs we really have to offer. But overall, we haven't received any saltiness. We've versed the Hot Boys both in the last test tournament in a skirmish, and then obviously here. They've been absolutely great. I mean, they're throwing the GGs. They're congratulating us, and we had a good fun discussions via the Discord. So yeah, I would say everything's going good. The only thing we wish was a little different was, and this is all selfish, is we just want the battles to be more frequent. But I think that's just more. We need to stick to one day a week.
Can agree with that. We want more.
I think we all want more, but we also all have to realise that most of us are adults with jobs, families, etc., and that is a limiting factor. Not to mention the time zone situation, with this being worldwide.
Yep, definitely. As we're in the Americas, so being able to go up against people across the pond has been a whole lot of fun. Met a bunch of people as well, and we definitely like your guys' style.
Likewise, yeah. Yeah, it really has been very interesting meeting a whole bunch of new people with what's going on with Starcore. A merging of multiple communities as well. You've got Zock's original community, plus a few extras, plus the PvP server folks, and then the Armco Nation attacked. It's been very interesting seeing all of the different communities come together.
Not to mention all the folks like ourselves who've picked up the game since several years ago because
Yeah, that's right. It's no easy feat to go and unite all of these people in such a short period of time and get events like this going with the amount of hype in just that every major community involved with it too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and yes, there's been arguments about balance, and yes, there's been arguments about what rules should be what and how things should be interpreted. But really, it's gone pretty damn well, all things considered.
There's always trial and error involved,
Always.
and this is the big thing. Is like until someone does it, nobody knows what exactly should be expected until it's done, kind of thing.
Whenever you involve this many people in something, you're always going to have differences of opinion. It's completely natural.
It's all for science.
Or science.
And for now, most of the community is actually really just united about like what they feel is fair and not fair. Like everyone's sort of agreeing on one or more concepts that need to be addressed, and the Balance Council's already put out that they're going to look into it. Even Zoc has said personally, it's like, okay, we're aware that the debate's been going on for weeks and weeks about the forbidden word, and we're going to look into it and deal with it.
The death sticks.
Yep, the death sticks. Do you want to buy some death sticks?
Would you like to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and
you
rethink
also
my
want to
life.
follow Big Old Bear and possibly sub.
I want to subscribe to Big Old Bear.
Oh, it's lovely. Like, really, I
Good
should
night,
have
Alex.
mentioned earlier, like, the whole point Fifth Humanity's using them is for the sole purpose of science. Experiments.
Yeah.
You don't learn without trying. Putting
Yeah,
it on through a
absolutely.
stream, everyone gets to see it, and they get to learn. They get to realize it's not as busted as most people thought they were.
No, they're not.
There is some perspectives to it that make you think, well, okay, that is a little bit odd there, but it is something you can work with. It's not all, straight away the game's broken.
So I tell you
It's
what.
not like there's a 1 meta break.
I tell you
it's
what as well. I
experiment.
tell you one team that the dreaded death sticks will be of absolutely no use against, and that is UFG.
Yeah, we played with them a little bit.
You guys are immune to them. I'm willing to bet because the speed. Yeah, too fast.
Practically, we spawned a few ships with PMWs and we launched them against our ships. They would track for a little bit, but then they would get disoriented and be all over the map.
Bear, what did you do to my friend at work?
What?
What did you do to Nathaniel at work?
The PMWs.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, Jedi mind tricks. Exactly. Yeah, it works, right? So yeah. Thanks for the sub, mate. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I think I'm like, okay, now I have to do it. I'll have to follow through.
That's brilliant. I gotta say, I was very impressed with Walrus team's performance. To be honest, took me by surprise when we even discussed with them when they started focusing me and took me out. I was actually quite surprised that normally they go for Zero. It's like he's the resident tank of the team. You take him out, the rest of us are easy. But they went straight for me, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It was the most miraculous part I found was their piloting and their communication with each other. As soon as one ship was no longer worth targeting, was no longer a threat, they moved straight to the next. It was really good. They were really aggressive, really quick. Yeah, it was a very admirable performance by them, and they really did. They made us sweat. They gave us the most effort we've ever had to put into a fight, to be honest.
Right.
And this is no disrespect to the rest of the other teams we've versed at all. This is just that we and myself personally am very impressed with this team performing as well as it did.
Yeah. Team play is the winning factor.
If they get around to building, and dedicating those points a bit more evenly among their team members, that they could be quite dangerous. Like the reason why it went so badly for them is I sat there fortified. I had 20 million shields at the end of that fight in my fortification fit. They couldn't move me. And I sat there and I eliminated 3 ships with just my own ship. Like everyone was focusing on that big 18k ship.
Yep.
The PMWs didn't hit it. So I just moved on and I just went around and just alphaed every single one of the smaller ships off the field. So if they get a bit more points into each of those smaller ships, beef up their shields a bit, they could definitely be a big threat.
Yep.
Their other problem was they bought absolutely 0 kinetic damage. So yeah, we had that fight from the get-go. We just smacked it down, energy modulation, sat in the center of the zone and waited for them to come to us.
Yep, you gotta bring energy and you've gotta bring kinetic, folks. You can't get by on one or the other. Even if they're on different ships. Even if they're on different ships. I think that's a weakness. but it's manageable. But if you just bring the one sort, or it's a you go from dealing 100% damage to the enemy shields to dealing, was it 20%, 15 if they're shunted.
Bring Pilfit's AP rounds to deal shield damage. They only deal 20% shield damage anyways, so you got to bring other actual AP weapons. I mean, actual kinetic weapons.
Yeah, which, let's be brutally honest, is coils.
Just the coils. Yeah.
It's basically coils are Mac, and then the other one is the PDCs as well.
It's the Battleship Mark III, actually.
Yeah, we saw them take cover in the asteroid field, and we were shooting at the big ship. We were going to get its shield hot and start chipping it down. We looked at it, we realized it's fortified. It's got 32 million shields. And then I was like, okay, you guys keep shooting at that. I switched targets. 2 of my coil guns hit one of the smaller ships and erased his shields entirely. So I was like, okay, we're going to switch targets now. So we each grabbed one of the other ships, knocked their shields out, and that forced them to bum rush us. And then the war of attrition began.
Yeah, and then as soon as that rush happened, but pretty much everyone in chat was just like, they only rushed with 2.
But yeah, their best tactic was being unpredictable. So that they were all communicating amongst themselves, and they said, "All right, I've got this guy targeted. Rush him," and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, we were talking to him immediately after the match. They hopped into Discord and chatted with Fifth Humanity just about the match that literally just ended. And it seemed like they barely knew how Weapon Core worked prior to the Grand Tournament, and they didn't know how shields worked in the tournament, and they were learning on the fly. But that didn't matter because they put up such a good fight because of their teamwork, because they focused fire and called out their targets. They still put up such a good fight despite.
Yep.
That's right. No, teamwork is half the battle.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of learning about the mechanics of Weapon Core to be done by a lot of teams, included.
This will give you the edge.
But as you said,
there's also the hope that the mechanics actually work too.
Yeah. Yes. Unfortunately, sometimes things just don't work. Not sure why. Was it for you, Mr. Calzone? Focus fire wasn't working, and you had to drop focus fire.
Video proof.
Yeah.
Stream perspective showed that as soon as I turned focus fire off, all of my turrets miraculously began firing.
I don't use the focus fire switch just because of that.
Yep.
Or it just seems like, I'll just not shoot. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
No. I was going to say, it's Darkstar about. Yeah, he's about. He's muted.
People have different bugs with the weapon core system. Spartan can flawlessly switch between manual, painter, and automatic, and all of his turrets continue to work exactly as they should.
How does he do it?
Whereas in the fight with us versus Pilfit, I manually fired my weapon to use the 8-kilometer range and couldn't. I couldn't switch back.
They bricked themselves, yeah.
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 We know that there's some problems with ownership. We know that there are some problems with ownership. We discovered that last night. To do with it was the PD shooting down missiles on your own team. So we knew there was a problem there, which I, after doing the testing, dutifully reported. And that's all we can do, folks, is when we come across a bug, when we come across a problem, report it to the right people. If you think it's Weapon Core itself, send your logs to Darkstar. And if you think it's the actual particular mod, send your logs to the modder. It's the best we can do.
Problem with the bot, send it to Math.
Yeah, and if you think it's a problem with the bot, tell Math.
Yep. Or alternatively, any issues can just be forwarded to some power and then they can send it to the person from there.
Sorry, we're getting a little bit of vacuum.
You're becoming unintelligible.
Yeah, Mac, you're all right there, Mac.
Hello.
Hello.
I think we lost him.
Think-
He's gone, Jim.
He's gone. He's been
He's a
hoovered
robot, Jim.
up. Mac has been
He's
hoovered
probably
up.
relocating.
Live! Choose
I have to
life!
say this.
Turn away from the light!
I meant to say this a while ago, but it's always nice to see people just kind of hopping in the. Or I like to hop in the Discord after work or whatever, just see who's around, and obviously with different time zones, people. But that's like how I got met a bunch of people like Fifth Humanity, Spartan, etc.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
yeah, just hang out on the Discord. You get some good fights during the weekdays with just like a few people, because not everybody's online. That helps you improve your ships and improve teamwork.
Hello,
and
Dirtman Jim. Yes.
Hey,
it's really
Jim.
fun. Take advantage of the bunch of people here that like playing video games. Just hop in the Discord and see who's around.
Yeah, absolutely. And Starcore has its own shiny new Discord. Zoc has a Discord. I've got a Discord. There's the Armco Discord. There's all the places. You should be able to find somebody somewhere to play with you.
Hopefully you get beat so you know how to make improvements to your ship. And then
Yes.
next time you'll come back around and you'll get beat by even less. And that was
Well,
our
it
experience.
is true that
start
you learn the most from a defeat. You know, if you keep winning, you don't learn anything from it. Right? Not very much.
Yep.
That's the truth.
And now Spartan's unstoppable. Somebody stop that man.
He's been beaten so many times that it's looped back around.
No!
He can't be beaten.
Yep.
Spartan has
Come
completed
on, it's
the
up to
Infinity
you.
Circuit!
He's the true Borg. He assimilates.
He has become one with the TARDIS. No!
Yeah, that was
Humanity
that was
made
one
him
ship.
strong.
One ship we haven't seen in Starcore, and mind you, I have no idea what you. I have no idea what you do for weapons for it. Maybe M8s, M1s, Grims, but yeah, a TARDIS.
No, it'd be,
Coil
it'd
guns
be
pop out.
yeah, big blue Grim box.
Yeah, just hinge the door and hide all the guns inside.
Just open up and it's just like nothing but X3s.
It's bigger on the inside.
There.
You open the door, you try to fly and catch somebody, and you close the door on them.
Yeah, wonderful.
It's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. If not for Starcore, guys, we need to make it happen for big old battles. We need a TARDIS. Although for that, there's all kinds of weapon systems you could use that would be, that aren't in Starcore.
White Grims take out their engines. That way you can fly up, grab them, and tier 2 laser them or something.
Yep. Maybe just stack it full of build and repair modules inside and just grind them down.
Fair enough.
Yeah, time distortion, etc., etc. Unmake them.
Timey-wimey.
Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. The angels have the blue box. Yeah.
Go back and murder them.
Jelly baby, anyone? So, do we have do we have any more thoughts on tonight's fights? Because next week we've got July Core coming up, which is going to be a lot of fun and possibly very silly, given the weapons mod list that I've seen for it so far. Don't expect balance, expect explosions.
What it's all about. All data.
Keep hammering home to the modders of, hey, you need to increase the reload time or whatever for these guns. Yep, because all the stats are up in the air.
Yep.
Keep hammering that home, so hopefully we get longer periods of explosions instead of really quick battles.
Yeah, indeed.
I don't think. Did we hear from Cyber Nation or TFI tonight?
I
don't think we have.
don't think we have. Okay.
I think I'm
I'm the only one Cybran here, but I don't know if anyone
I'm
from
afraid we've got
TFI is
no one
here.
here.
Yeah, because Bear, I remember you guys saying in Zock's Twitch chat you were really wanting to ask him about the agreement they made.
Yes. Tell us about the gentleman's agreement. Absolutely. Thank you for that reminder.
Yes.
They actually came to us and asked if we'd be okay with mutually disarming PMWs, and we knocked out a few of our weapons as well to even out the points.
So what's your overall feeling on the PMW situation? For, against, or did you just agree to it because you wanted to be sportsmanly, or?
They're not the end all be all for our team, so it's not that big of a deal for us. We have 8, but our strategies don't revolve around them. But as far as what I think of PMWs in general, I think that they're unfortunately undercosted for what they do. But I think that they're kind of one of the more space engineers-y weapons, because you have to actually build it from scratch.
Yep, requires actual engineering. Yep.
Yeah, so I think if we could get like maybe merge blocks to cost something, or I don't know what the solution would be, but they need to at least go from price.
I'm honestly, my opinion. I've spent some time thinking about the whole PMW question. My opinion on it is that ramming PMWs should be a no-no. And basically, if you're going to build a PMW, it should have to include a warhead. And if you're going, if it's a missile, and if you're going to build a fighter that may or may not ram the enemy, then you should have to put a gun on it. And that's I think after careful introspection and hearing all of the different arguments from different people, I think that's where I stand on it. And then you can balance the cost of small guns and balance the cost of warheads, and there's your costing for your player-made weapons.
Oh sure.
And I'm gonna. If down the road, when down the road I end up running my own rule set for things, which I will do, just not until well after the Grand Tournament's over, obviously. And I would encourage other people to do so as well and come up with different rule sets over time that we all play by. Those that are interested play by. And yeah, when I do, I think that is something I'm going to insist on, is that, if you player-made weapons, fine. But if you got them, then no exocets, no kinetic kill missiles, because they're just too darn cheap.
They are way too cheap for what they do.
Believe me, warhead PMWs are very effective when they land. Very effective. So. It's not nerfing it. It's just controlling the costing situation.
A potential costing solution that I haven't seen proposed is a modded merge block that is different, sort of like the invincible shields, that has a much higher specific cost that you would only use for PMWs.
Sure.
Well,
because that won't mess with anyone else's merge block usage.
That's a good idea.
It's either a modded merge block, or Krieg and Darkstar are both working on a weapon for specific warhead with modified collision physics that it behaves as per normal.
You've broken up, man.
Yeah, you cut out there, mate.
So,
coming through now?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yep.
Yeah, so Krieg and Darkstar are both working on a weapon for warhead with appropriate collision physics to avoid the kind of jank that we're dealing with at the moment.
Yeah.
I'll try resetting the router.
Once you had
at the moment.
Disarmed PMWs against TFI, what was your strategy against them?
Well, the main thing was to get rid of. Well, actually, no, because in thinking of them with PMWs in them, our main target was the Mac ship. So that was always going to be the first target, because the Mac they only had 2 ships that were capable of doing kinetic damage, And so as soon as we got rid of the Mac, we went after the coils. As soon as we got rid of the coils, we just had to go energy, and we were pretty alright. That torpedo boat, though, was surprisingly tanky. But
they were all welding it.
That would do it.
Yep, that would explain it, really, wouldn't it?
Try again.
I need a minute or two AFK, folks. I will not be long, and talk amongst yourselves in the meantime, I guess.
I could ask Cybern one more question. Since next you're up against Fifth Humanity, what are you thinking your strategy is going to be for that fight? Obviously, they're here, so you don't have to give it away any secrets.
Well, we got the armor strategy, drop BMWs, and go at it.
We develop strategies as we go. So basically figure out who we're facing, and then we develop something for that. I will have to give a lot of credit to Novello, though. He is definitely the brains behind our operation. He has been great. And together, I'm sure we'll come up with something to at least give you guys a good challenge.
We hope so, yes.
Okay, guys, I wish you a good night, too. It's almost 4 a.m. here. I need to go ready for work.
Good luck,
See you,
UFG.
Yeah, good night.
See ya, good night.
Good luck, don't die.
In 2 weeks.
Honestly, I can't wait. We're so close to doing the semi-finals. Everything's getting intense. The fights are just getting that much better as we progress.
Today especially really put us on our toes.
With them
Losing
being
half
at
our
the
team.
threes, how many of these do you think will come down to rubber matches, and how many do you think will be a decisive 2 in a row?
That is such a good question.
It really depends on the match.
Can Rio's plot armor hold out for 3
I was going to say, I think the only one I'm confident in is Rio is either going to finally get stomped like everyone is expecting, or he's going to blast through both matches with his plot armor. No in between, no rubber match there.
Seconds before disaster, each time.
The Con versus Hack one, though, I feel like that's going to go to 3.
That's going to be one of the most interesting ones.
Yes, I think top bracket, we've got Con versus Hack, then we've got the winner versus PLS versus, what was that one?
UFG.
PLS versus
UFG. UFG versus PLS, it's going to be a speed tanking fiasco.
Does that mean Starcore has a protagonist? Who's
I
the
reckon
villain?
top bracket's going to be the most interesting one.
Spartan, obviously.
Spartan says that if people wanted to start addressing him as like a wrestling heel, he's into it.
You know, if Ryo is the protagonist of Starcore, we're all missing out on the story.
Yeah, really.
Not much story to it.
Oh no, it's one of those novels. Ah!
I'm very interested in the PLS versus UFG, though. Because UFG is so fast. I haven't seen PLS go up against anything like that.
What does PLS's point defense look like? Because it seems like the majority of UFG's damage is innate.
All of their ships are using forward-facing T1 gimbals. They traded out discos because the T1 gimbals were cheaper, and not to mention majority of their situations, they were always forward-firing and super-firing positions anyway. So they're relying on orbiting.
Won't do them any good when they're being surrounded.
Yeah, that'll be
It
interesting.
would be interesting to see how missiles perform against super fast ships as well.
Yeah, we expect it's going to come down to a sincere battle of tactics. Like, it's going to be very centered around isolating a target, picking them off. Like, we're looking at 2 teams, 4 ships, 1 Mac gun on each side, and it's mobility versus durability in this one.
I think I made a bracket. I'm thinking it's going to be an upset, and Hacklon Arms Company is going to beat Solo Conquistadors. But I also think PLS is going to go and then stomp on him when they go to the finals. And I have no idea who PLS is going to fight in the finals.
PLS have one.
Bracket has changed so completely that I thought it would be.
PLS have one of the best loadouts for dealing with teams like UFG. They have the large volume of guided round launching, fast-moving ships with dense cores. Like that's probably going to be the big thing. If Carnivore's in there, I know Carnivore knows how to manually aim and lead 300 millimeters to give them their best vectors. That'll be a big big thing involved with it, I'd imagine.
Yeah, carnivore with guided rounds, getting them on those fast movers, himself being fast.
Yeah.
Might be their undoing finally, perhaps.
I said it's going to be a carnivore and sprinkles versus 4 carnivores. We'll see who wins.
I have some tangential questions for you, folks, that might be a bit interesting and stir a bit of debate. Question 1 is, how do people feel about the possibility of team sponsorships and or Starcore itself being sponsored in some way? And 2, how do you feel about the possibility of a Keen Bitcoin?
Horrified. At least
clangers.
Yeah, I'm back, and yeah, I'm with terrified. Yeah.
The Keen Bitcoin crashed whenever you try to cash it.
Yeah.
Start getting real money involved instead of mugs, and this is going to become a little different, I think.
Yeah, it's going to become a lot.
Yes, it would become a lot different.
Can I disagree? Because not so much for like the prizes. I'm happy to volunteer my time because this is fun. But it's for Zoc and Big Ol' now, who they now kind of do this. Like I imagine Big Ol' doesn't do it for a living yet, but Zoc does, and I'm happy to see them get paid. Because it means we're more likely to see more of this tournament, and if he can get sponsored, all the more power to him. I hope that happens, and I hope it goes well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy. If anybody out there has a business that they want to, if they want to sponsor me, provided I'm okay with your product / service, then I'm fine with it. But that is a case of provided, there's plenty of companies out there that I wouldn't accept sponsorship from, no matter what they offered me. But there's plenty that I would.
While we're here on the topic of finances as well, if anyone has the name of a 3D printing company that specializes in smaller models, feel free to PM Zero, because I'm definitely looking forward to potentially getting the winning team's ships 3D printed and delivered to them.
That'd be fun.
Zero.
Possibly.
Yeah, Zero. Have a word with Directed Energy about that.
Oh, okay.
Yep, sounds good.
You know who DE is? Yeah.
I've seen his name pop up in chat a couple of times, but I don't know him personally. No.
Yeah, no worries. It's Ball and Chain Gaming. Let me find you the YouTube channel.
They were in an early tournament. I recognize that.
Yes, they were. They were actually. So they'll be. Yeah, DE will be on Zoc's Discord, so you'll be able to find him there. And they've got their own as well. DE and Nabarine, lovely couple. But yeah, they do a Machinima series, which I'm just gonna go find and link in chat because it's amazing and you should all watch it. Deadly Salvage.
Gearbox brings up a wonderful point: charity affiliations. If any of the teams have any charities they'd like to start plugging, that would also be a good thing to have happen.
God, yes, it would.
I can't see anybody having a problem with that.
I would like to put out a charity for the unfortunate losers of this tournament and those that with inability to play. So, Tech, you'll be the first ones on that list, mate.
A charity for my friend who lost all his clangers. Please donate clangers to.
I went all in against Rio. I don't know what I was thinking, but
I like 100,000 clangers gone.
This poor destitute soul can be sponsored for only a clanger a day.
I got over 3-1 return by betting on UFG earlier.
Wow.
Nice.
I lost on that one.
I lost 30,000 clangers on that.
I was telling to Matt, this is way long ago with the zone chant thing, but like, oh yeah, you should just totally plaster billboard advertisements on that hexagon.
To answer Gearbox in chat, honestly, Gearbox, a charity stream is something I've been thinking about doing anyway. unrelated to Starcore. I'm not sure what charity. Probably something local to me, because, in fact, probably Coping with Cancer, which is a charity I've worked for, which is just up the road from me, basically. But yeah, it's something I've something that, yeah, charity work's always been fairly close to my heart. So yeah,
one of my teammates, unfortunately, wasn't able to play today, but Steamblood, the guy who normally pilots the Tiara, he does streaming for charity as well. Normally, that's what he does for our matches, but he'd be a good one to talk to about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if anybody has any ideas for charities and so forth, I'm certainly open to listening to them. My Discord, drop me a PM, whatever you feel best.
On that continued chain of thought there, if you could get sponsored by anyone, any company, anyone, who might you want to approach you to have you be sponsored by?
Good question. Good question.
Like who would you go, oh God, yes, I'm happy plastering your logo all over my ship.
Anybody that produces a quality product, honestly, I despair of cheap junk these days, and even things, or expensive junk, which is even worse. So
rip my 2082 line.
Yeah, any company that just makes a truly quality product that lasts, you know, that's all I really want in life. Things to just not break. Yeah, there you go. I can't think of a company specifically off the top of my head, but yeah. If you value your customers and if you have legitimate faith in your product, then yeah. You know.
Hey, Big Old, on the directed energy thing, his Discord idol is just directed in energy, the words intersecting with one another. That's the guy.
Yeah, that sounds right.
No worries. And he's the guy I want to speak to about the 3D printing. Hey?
Yeah. He's they have a thing set up for a store for printing the. So they've got, from their Deadly Salvage series, they've got a couple of models from that that you can buy as 3D prints, and I believe they're quite good quality and quite reasonable prices.
Someone was making a point about.
BD says they're working on it. Apparently, fair enough, BD.
Who was it that wanted to circle back to the charity point?
I was just going to shout out a friend of mine who works for St. Jude's Children's Hospital as a potential charity, but
yeah,
you can't go wrong with them.
He runs specifically entertainment and video games for the children there.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah.
Always good. See, now that's an important aspect I think is going to help things a lot, is if we can get our star teams pushing a target charity or associating with a target charity where people are knowing that there's a name and a cause behind that name.
I honestly, flying a charity's logo on an LCD, absolutely, mate. Yeah. I don't know what more to say than that, and then yes, I'm all in favour of it. And then if you enjoyed the performance from the team, get the charity a couple of quid,
or just shill the charity a couple of quid anyway.
Well, I didn't necessarily say it would be a successful performance, Mr. Calcine. Just whether they enjoyed it.
I have enjoyed plenty of train wreck.
Yeah. I enjoyed the thorough ass whooping I got earlier. Gone.
It was quite a blast.
It was indeed. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Well, folks, Frosty has released a new Space Engineers server, and I'm gonna go drop him a ping and invite him into the chat and see if it's up and about. So let me go ping the Frosty.
I'm headed off. Night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. And yeah,
I gotta head out too, guys. I'm going off for lunch. Pleasure being here again as always.
Oh man, that Darth fella, right?
Artificer will remember this.
We should shoot him out on arrow.
Okay.
What did you do to my stage?
Hi, Grant.
For
It's just on fire a little bit.
For the sake of absolute confusion, I'm going to leave this chat briefly to have a word with Frosty, and then I will swing back to this chat, and then we'll
Do not find the host
see.
mumbling absentmindedly into his helmet.
Yes, yes. Well, stream will hear it.
Yeah.
Hello, folks. How you all doing?
Did yourself big up?
So yeah, Frosty.
You're streaming currently, aren't you?
I am indeed. Yes, I was just about to say that. I'm currently live. Yeah, I figured I'd dive over, ask you how your server's going.
It's up. It's running. We got the bugs, the early bugs ironed out. So
It hasn't exploded yet.
So that's a win. Yeah, yeah. Not
Managed
exploded
to
yet. It's good.
start. Noobs are less than half a person.
So yes, I know. You sent me the details earlier, and so I've got the details. Would it be cool if me and a select group of friends come and join you? And
of course,
yeah. Would it be cool if I stream that?
No worries. You're welcome to.
Absolutely. All right, mate. Well, in that case, let me go.
Just make sure we're keeping the teams balanced, and I will have no concerns.
No problem. I will open this up to a basically just probably Mr. Calzone and maybe a couple of others from the names you'll know.
No
let's put it
worries.
that way. And then we'll dive in and.
Frosty,
yeah.
can I get your assistance for a minute?
Give me 1 moment. Let me fix this first.
I shall be back shortly, Frosty, and friends
Nice.
from FGC.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We now have a fully.
Are targeting me,
And
and
then
I
I
come
s-
back in, and my ship is
That
just
was
in
very
flames.
convenient.
And then I said, "What's the problem with shield enhancers?" That's sorry. I just wanted to say that because Picklebear got back.
Yeah. What?
Make them all confused.
What do you mean PMWs? You want to buy some
Immediately
death
launch
sticks?
into that argument.
Yep.
We're just talking about how when there's more frequent matches, there seems to be a lot less friction in the community.
Yes, this is very true. Anyways, folks, I think I am going to wrap up the situation for the studio for the night, and really, there's only really one way that we can do this.
You're gonna want to pull the bracket off the left side of the screen.
Yes, I am. Thank you. Yeah, can't actually see that myself. Right. Yeah. Remove that thing. No, not that one. That one.
I feel like I need to get off this couch.
No, you're absolutely fine. You don't need to go anywhere. Step forward just a little. Turn.
Rapidly approaching.
Running away very quickly.
I'm totally getting on this.
Is that spot getting bigger?
And
The guns are only pointed at the crowd. The stage is fine.
yeah, we're not.
If you get onto the stage, you'll be perfectly fine. Click the eye.
Ah, thank you.
Click the eye.
No,
Thank you.
the hidden block.
Somebody hid them. Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. We're all good. Everything is fine. There are no Cylons in the
searching war
building.
at all.
No Cylons in the building at all.
Oh God!
Hey!
Oh my God!
Alright, you Starcore folks, you all have a good night. I'm going to stream some more Space Engineers. We're going to be playing over on my friend Frosty's server. And the well-known folks, people that know Frosty, are welcome to join in. So I'm going to head over to the FGC chat now. And I can drop you an invite if you need an invite to that chat.